Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another glorious episode of D-Time! In today's episode, I will be discussing the recently released box art for the Noble Knight box set. Here's a picture that I found on Facebook over the weekend. As you can see from the box art, it is really good. Everybody, when it was released, was flipping about how great this box art was. This has to be some of the best product art for a TCG exclusive product that I have ever seen. It's just really good. It's far superior to the Legendary Collection box sets. It really is. They just put a lot of effort into the Noble Knights. Let's face it, Noble Knights were the first TCG exclusive deck. And Konami probably has somewhere in its corporation of a heart that it wants Noble Knights to do good. So hopefully the new cards from the set will be able to do that. As we all know, the effect for last chapter of the Noble Knights was revealed probably about a month ago through the Konami blog. And it's a really good effect. Basically, you can only activate one of it once per turn, and I think that's it. But that's the only limitation. Basically, you can special summon a Noble Knight from your graveyard, and then you can equip one Noble Arms from your graveyard to that Noble Knight. It's a Monster Reborn for Noble Knights that is an automatic +1, possibly +2 or 3, depending upon what Noble Arms you get or what Noble Knight you get. Let's say you bring back Midrot. Yeah, that's just an instantaneous Artorigus right there. Artorigus is just such a good card in Noble Knights. It just lets you equip all the things and then you have swords for days. Hopefully with a lot of these other new cards, Noble Knights will become not just King Artorigus deck. That is what the deck really needs. It shouldn't be focused around just summoning Artorigus. It needs other plays, and it has other plays. It's just that nobody really sees it as that good, because most Noble Knights are a 2-card combo, and 2-card combos are really difficult to use. I mean, Pendulums are a 2-card combo. You need both scales. Dark Worlds are a 2-card combo. You need a discard card and a monster in order to start gaining an advantage and going through your deck. Strictly speaking, I think like Fire Kings, Evil Swarm, Constellars, most of those are 2-card combos as well. It's just really nice to see that Konami is putting in a lot of effort into the Noble Knights. And hopefully we'll have a lot of payback, especially for whatever the new Noble Knight does, and for what Merlin does. We don't know the name of the new Noble Knight, at least I can't read it from the image, which is kind of sad. But we do know it's a level 4 light monster, and it is 99.9% guaranteed to be a warrior. However, what its effect does, we don't know yet. All we do know is that its art is featured in the last chapter of the Noble Knight spell card. So hopefully they have like some sort of integration combination thing that goes with them. We also know what the sleeves look like. It's just the round table of the Noble Knights field spell card with all the Noble Knights on it surrounding the round table. And we also know what the power-up pack looks like. In the power-up pack, there is an Effect Veiler and a Forbidden Lance at Platinum Rare. Lastly, a bit more about Merlin was revealed. Merlin is a level 3 spellcaster dark monster. It has to be a spellcaster, I'm just guessing, but it's going to be a spellcaster. What we do know is that Merlin has 3 different effects because it has those 3 giant black dots in its effect. So probably its effect will be when something happens, you can activate one of these 3 effects. And more than likely, you'll only be able to use Merlin's effect once per turn because Konami likes doing that to us. But it does mean that Merlin has 3 separate effects that you could potentially use. Well, they could be add a Noble Knight to your hand, which is the thing that the Noble Knights need. Rota 2 helps, but Merlin would really help benefit that. Possibly when it's summoned, it'll be able to do something like add a Noble Knight or Noble Arms or send stuff to the graveyard. Who knows? It could have so many different effects. It could possibly be a Pot of Avarice for all we know for Noble Knights. Send this many Noble Arms and Noble Knights back to your deck and draw 2 cards. We don't know. But we do know it has 3 separate effects. And hopefully they're really, really good. Because if Merlin isn't that good, or if there aren't at least 2 Medrats in the deck itself, this thing won't sell well. Yeah, the mat looks great, the new cards look great, the sleeves look great, the power-up pack is great, but if the deck isn't that good or not worth it, because this thing costs $50. Of course, 20 of that goes into the mat, but do you really want to spend $30 on an all-hollow deck? There isn't that much for news this week, guys, so sorry about that. But in Xander PS210 news, I created a Facebook page. Yes, finally, after 4 years of Yugi tubing, I finally created a Facebook page. So you can go over there and give it a like, so then you can follow my updates, learn about random video facts, random thoughts from my brain, and of course keeping up with my videos. So please be sure to go over there and give it a like. That's the best place to follow me on Facebook. I know a couple of people have tried to friend me before on Facebook, and that's just awkward. I don't know who you guys are. So if you could go to the page, that would be best. Well, that's it for today, everybody. Please be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. And remember, when in doubt, keep that pinky out. Bye, everybody.